He
Oh,
said oof.
big oof.
Yeah, a big oof. I'm gonna say oof.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I said off. God damn it.
You had one job. You literally only
It
had
was
three letters.
autocorrect, okay? Autocorrect.
Fucking auto. No, literally, I like how I was trying to put. Hold on, I put it on Discord, or was it on Discord? Oh yeah, no, I deleted that message. It wouldn't even show it anyways. I was trying to put something. It was just two letters.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, and for some reason it got the. Actually, I'm gonna search it up right now because I'm actually interested on what those two letters were. I completely forgot.
Does it really that matter?
Oh yeah, I put get good GG no re, and
No.
it auto corrected re to te.
So,
There's no reason for it. It just auto corrected to piss me off. Like te doesn't even mean anything. Dude, what the fuck? Like it just what the fuck? It did that just out of spite, just to hit me
it's
one
just
last
trying to
time.
trigger you.
Yeah,
Hit
it's
you right
trigger.
in the
It's
gut.
I identify as an autocorrect. As an autocorrect of Siri's retarded cousin. Remember when Siri came out for the first time and she like had
No,
the most
I don't
retarded
remember.
UI?
I don't know. I didn't have a phone back then.
Dude, I remember when Siri
Was it
would
that bad?
no, I never had an iPhone back then. Like I had this old busted up fucking. It was this thing called it was a Samsung Galaxy Exhibit.
Oh,
That
I had a
thing
flip
had
phone. I don't
less.
know about you.
No, it was a flip phone or it was a touchscreen actually. I lie, but
Wow.
it was
Fucking rich
such a bad.
motherfucker.
No, no, it was like the cheapest fucking thing ever. Like it would be. Let me put it like this: the RAM on it was like 25 megabytes. So every time you would turn on the phone, you would have to go into settings and just clear cache. Like it gave
Damn.
you the option. That's how bad it was because the developers knew how bad that system was. That it gave you the option to just clear the cache.
At least
And,
they knew.
and like it was so bad to the point where like you could just be opening call if you just turn on your phone and like open the call menu, it would just shut off. It was that bad. Like the one thing that a phone is meant for, and it couldn't even do that. Like it was so bad. I remember like I would complain about it so much to the point where like one day it went missing, right? Like I lost it,
Yeah,
and my parents were like, I was freaking out because I've never had I've never lost a phone or anything like that. Or no, no,
yeah.
correction. I've never like no, yeah, I've never lost a phone before that, and I couldn't find it, right? It was just like I was really dumbstruck by it. So what my parents did was, because I was panicking. I've never like been like this concerned about anything. And my parents were like, because my parents told me, you lose this, this is your life, basically. You
Yeah.
have to be responsible, and this was a big thing, this was a big step for me, and so I took it serious, and like I started panicking, and I was freaking out, and I was telling my parents and everything, and so that very like a week later, we went to the store, and we bought a better phone. I think I still have it. It was a better touchscreen and it was surprisingly cheap because it was on sale and it was
Oh yeah.
yeah it was like a deal going down for it on T-Mobile and man you have no idea how much of an upgrade it's still a shitty phone but like it was so much better in every possible scenario it was just mwah, beautiful. It wasn't even good. It couldn't really run much. It could run YouTube but barely. And it was so much better. I was so happy. Like I was like I had no idea like what it was like to have something given to me
Yeah.
like that. And on top of that, it was so much better. Like if I felt like I was a spoiled little brat because at that moment I don't really ask for anything. And like that moment I got it within a week. And then the very next day, my it was in ROTC. My Sergeant Harris. He literally says, "Hey Gio, come into my office." And I was just like, "Okay." He said, "We found your phone. Could you unlock it and make sure it's yours?" And I was like, "Uh, yeah." And it's like, and I unlocked it, and I was like, "All right, thank you." I walk out of that door. The first reaction I did was I threw the phone as hard as I could on the ground, and it shattered into so many pieces. Like I just kept stomping on it and stomping on it and stomping on it, and everybody in the other rooms walked out. Or like some of them walked out, some of them were staring for the door, and I was just stomping on it. I was like taking every last breath of frustration out of this thing. Oh my god. And like I was I just destroyed the fucker. And I never told my parents that I found it. I never told my parents that I found it. Like to this day they
Wait,
still
why
don't
did you
know
destroy it?
because I did not want to go back. I did not want to go back. I was so happy that I just got this way better phone, the best phone I've ever had in my life. And like oh my god, I got and looking at that shitty ass fucking phone, the most annoying motherfucking phone that I've had trouble with for the past 2 years. And like when everybody else was getting iPhones and iPods, I had that shitty fucking exhibit. Oh my god, I was just so pissed that they found it. I was hoping it never came back, but here it is to haunt me again. Like, so I just completely destroyed it. I had to get rid of the evidence. I had nothing. I was like, there's no going back. There's no going back. I just I had to destroy that thing. That thing was gonna like be the end of my new cell phone career. You know, like I just got rid of that. I remember like the shock on everybody's face because like they put their effort to find that phone. Well, not really. It was more like
Yeah.
somebody just accidentally turned it in. But like they were like it was like they were looking at me and they knew because I was complaining about not having a phone for a week because I was just so I wasn't complaining about that, but I was complaining that I was so irresponsible about it. And like and when they just didn't understand what was going on in my head when I did that. I was just so upset like that they found it. I didn't expect them to find because I just got that out of my head. You know, like I just got that fucking phone out of my head and it just comes back. It's haunting me with that da 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 like that fucking ringtone. And then the Galaxy ringtone it would be like ring. And it's just like, what the fuck? It turned on and everything, and I saw the screensaver I had, and it was I just hated it. I absolutely hated that fucking bulky, no power. Like it would turn off so fucking fast. Like by the end of the day, even though you haven't used it, it's already dead. Like it's already like not even at the end of the day, like halfway. Like it was so fucking bad. I hated that fucking phone. Oh my god. I remember it so much.
Oh
Oh.
God.
Sorry, I just like I haven't ranted like that. That was in freshman year. That was fucking 4 years ago. Well, almost five now. Oh my god. Man,
Jesus.
I was upset. I was upset. Like that was I honestly hated that fucking phone. And I never thought I hated it this much, but just looking back at it, I am so happy that I just got rid of the evidence and never told my parents. Because I guarantee you, at the time, if I told my parents, they would have went back to the store and returned the fucking phone, and like that would have been the end of it. I would have been stuck with that damn fucking exhibit. Oh my god, I hated it. I hated it so much. Uh, I did not want to go back. I just hated that fucking exhibit. I hated it. Oh my god. Whew. I need a drink. Oh my god. Man,
Yeah. Well, sound like a shitty phone.
it really was. I fucking it was probably like even my flip phone was so much better than that fucking phone. I hated it. I hated every single second of holding that fucking phone because I remember back when like because cell phones they weren't new but like I'm saying like back when this was still in trend. This was a trending thing where people would
Yeah.
they would put they would have these leather things that you would just tie to your belt or you would attach to your belt and you would put your phone in it. You remember that the holders, the phone holders
I
or the phone
think I know what you're
cases?
talking about.
Yeah, like it's like a case except like you put it on you
Your belt?
basically yeah, you attach it to your belt or your like your shirt or
Okay.
wherever
Yeah.
and you kind of held it there like a pager, like you would a
Yeah.
pager. Yeah, I remember that trend and I remember having like I remember having one of those but not from that phone. But I remember being so happy that like that I didn't have to use that fucking thing ever again. Like I remember just looking at the empty phone holder and man, I was so happy because I looked at that thing from across the room and I was just and it was picking up dust and I was just smiling that it was picking up dust like as it was progressive. I don't know why I'm ranting about this phone. This fucking phone. Oh. Oh.
Ugh.
Ah. Oh.
Goddamn phone.
That damn fucking phone. Oh. Woo.